Okay, here we are. It's Monday, July 16th. Seng, UN bribery, is arguing to still stay out of jail. We covered his trial in July. Since then, we've been thrown out by the UN, banned. He's still not in jail. And the UN is still doing nothing. And so, we're going in. Courtroom 518, to be continued. Okay, here we are. We've just covered the Seng most incredible 4-hour proceeding to try to stop from going to jail after being convicted a year ago of bribing the UN. President of the General Assembly, John Ash, Francis Lorenzo. The UN is corrupt. The UN was a safe place of bribery. Bribes taken by Seng proved in court over a lengthy trial. For a full year during the trial, Seng stayed under house arrest on 47th Street with masseuses and cooks. And today, he was supposed to turn himself in July 10th for a 4-year sentence, and he put it off by going to NYU Medical Hospital. Even more crazy, in the hearing in front of Judge Broderick that began at 5:30 and ran until now, after 9 o'clock, 9:20, 4 hours, it turns out that Seng's doctor is a Dr. Pan, who's the son-in-law of Seng's lawyer. So his lawyer's son-in-law said, no, you need 2 more weeks out, and then he left. And then the government is paying with your money, a doctor from Columbia University to say, no, he only needs 1 day out. Dr. Pan is unethical, essentially, he said in not so many words, saying it's a conflict to have be so close to your patient. And Judge Broderick listened and gave him another day. He already got another day. He was supposed to turn himself in July 10th. Suddenly, he started going to every doctor in town, just as he went to every masseuse in town. And he went to NYU, and he went to a private facility, and he got MRIs, and he got angioplasties. And all you could think of listening to this trial is, what about those people in the Bronx that are in jail and they didn't even do anything? They didn't even do anything, and they're in jail pending trial. This guy was convicted, and because he has billions of dollars, largely ill-gotten gains, he can go to doctor after doctor and find a sympathetic judge who will say, well, I understand. The stakes today was you're supposed to turn yourself in tomorrow at noon. That's why they started the hearing at 5:30 at night. That's why even Inner City Press, which covers this, and the UN is so corrupt, it's banned Inner City Press from the UN for covering this trial. I came down here and covered it from 5:30 to 9:30. I put actually a friend of mine through a lot of problems having to watch my stuff because I can't bring it down here. Lock up the phone, go upstairs, and listen to I'm all for due process. I'm all for the rights of the defense, but I'm not for the rights of a billionaire to buy the UN, to buy doctors, and for the UN to throw out the press that's saying what a joke it is. What a joke it is that an organization that was founded to protect civilians and to maintain peace has turned into just a sinkhole of corruption where any billionaire can buy a PGA and get a journalist thrown in the street. It's disgusting. Now let's review the case. We're going to do a stand-up. We covered the trial. Now we're going to cover this. Are you ready? Are you ready to hear just how disgusting it was? There were 2 main witnesses. There was a doctor for the defense, Dr. Pang, the noted son-in-law. The son-in-law, very cocky guy from NYU. He said, he split. Then there was the Columbia guy. I don't know if he's even better. And I'll know that as a taxpayer, you're paying for this guy. $5,000 for the testimony and another $5,000 to prepare. It's shocking. So how much money was spent on this one guy not wanting to go to jail for bribing the UN? And the UN is so disgusting. You know what they said? They haven't fixed anything since this happened. They've allowed 2 other PGAs to be purchased by Patrick O. Now, there is a split between judges. Here's an interesting legal fact. Judge Broderick didn't like it at all when Mitch Echenthal of the prosecution said he's already gotten special treatment. And he has. Home arrest during the whole trial and after conviction. Eating Chinese food. Getting massages on 47th Street. Francis Lorenzo is still walking around. The UN is so corrupt that those who buy it party on a block away while the press that covers it stands out in the sun, thrown out by corrupt UN officials. Corrupt UN officials like Alison Smale, like Antonio Guterres, who hasn't even started an audit of the Patrick Ho case. Patrick Ho is in jail. He's not convicted yet. He's in jail. Judge Broderick, interestingly enough, said, well, you know, some of my colleagues don't understand the bail statute. It's all about risk of flight. Yeah, that's why after conviction, the guy's getting massages and eating his masseuse is cooking meals for his guidepost guards. In any event, the result, there was a lot of twists and turns. I'm going to write a story once I get my computer back from my friend who have inconvenienced due to the UN's own corruption, that I have no place to even leave my bag to cover their sleazy corruption trial, which is not over. Wednesday noon, he's supposed to turn himself into Allentown. Let's see if it happens. Because the thing is, he can find other doctors. He can find another Dr. Pan. Maybe Antonio Guterres will write him a get-out-of-jail-free card. That would be totally within the UN's keeping. The UN is corrupt. To be continued.